All right, guys, welcome back to the Short Story Long podcast. I'm your host, Sam Derrickson, joined by my co-host, Andrew Dial.
What up with it?
So it's been a little bit since we've been down here recording,
A lot of bit.
and I really don't know what we're going to do. We kind of decided just to do like a short little recap, kind of a test. Obviously, if this is working, you're seeing us on video for the first time ever.
Yeah, I feel like maybe we should sit next to each other and maybe people want to see our faces, maybe not.
I wouldn't want to see my face.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you have suggestions, I guess we're going to read them. Probably not actually do anything about it.
No, because it took us this long to make a podcast.
Right. I mean, ideally,
It's what it is Sam bought a Jeep. Have we talked about this?
I don't think we have. I can't recall if we have or not.
Every Monday night for the last foreseeable past, we've been working on Sam's Jeep, and we got that to the point where it's out of my garage at least. So now we just needed to carry on the Monday night tradition. I was like, hey, remember that podcast we used to do?
Yeah, it was fun when we did it.
To be frank, Rebecca, our listener, bought us all the camera equipment, and honestly probably about killed the podcast, because every time usually we split second and do a podcast, we never plan it. And every time we're like, we should do a podcast. Like, well, she bought us this equipment, so we really need to record it. And then we're just like, well, we don't want to mess with it right now. So that's probably part of the reason. But maybe if it takes off. I just noticed that. Anyway.
What'd you just notice?
You framed the picture that your niece drew of us holding chainsaws.
I did frame the picture.
Okay, I love that.
Ooh, there you go.
Is that in the shot?
You could see it before, but now it's so bright, it just is a white light.
Okay, turn that off.
All
right. So, yeah. Well, thanks for riding along, guys.
That was it. I'm trying to log into my email to see if we have any listener emails.
God forbid we get that going before we start this project.
Well, I didn't think about it until just now.
Yeah, well, Sam's got a new phone, everybody. So, new phone. Whose email is this?
New phone, who dis?
Yeah, dead space is like the worst thing in radio. So
I guess
start
we
reading
do.
from the phone book.
We do have a couple. No.
I mean, the episode with my grandpa, I had all kind of people talk to me about. People were loving it. So
The only feedback I've gotten is, when are you doing another one?
yeah, I've heard that a few times.
John Sumagang
Okay.
said video editing support for the Short Story Long podcast.
All right. I'm in. How did he know?
Well, I don't know. Let's get the Pakistanis in on this. They seem to do so well for our logo.
I bet they have like AI listen to every podcast, and when they start talking about recording video, they're like, "Oh, we reach out."
Probably. Okay. So, there's two here.
Two.
Bailey Krager about episode 65. I love listening to stories from back in the day. Love this episode with Grandpa Dial. Would be pretty cool to do it again, or even with somebody else, Grandpa, Grandma, and get different takes on the way it was back in the day for surrounding areas. I don't know if I could get my grandpa to talk as much as yours, but I loved it. Mooch's dad was a coal miner. Always wondered what kind of cool stories he has.
I'd love to talk to that guy,
Now,
because I too was a coal miner for a brief point in my
for a
life.
very brief moment, you were a
Yes.
coal miner too. That would be really cool. Like, we got the mobile setup. It'd be very difficult to do the video, be like more steps. But I guess as far as like feedback goes, like the people I talked to about doing the podcast with your grandpa, they said that they listened to it and they really enjoyed it. And like, I find myself like recalling parts of that story. Like just the other day, we were watching something on Netflix, or I can't remember what it was, but they were talking about raw chicken
Okay.
in boot camp. And I was like, Grandpa Dial had raw chicken in boot camp or
Yes.
whatever. So
Well, what's funny is one of my friends that I work out with, he mows my grandpa's yard,
Yeah.
and he goes, "Hey, I listened all 3.5 hours of that, and there's only one story I hadn't heard."
So shout out, congratulations to Bailey. Mooch proposed and Bailey accepted, so they are now engaged.
Okay.
So shout out and congratulations. And then the second one is from Anthony. Can I send you? Wait a minute. This looks like. Never mind. This is not from a fan. This is. Can I send you a price list, samples, quote, and timeline? I'm waiting for your response. From Anthony. Subject: first ranking number. We are a fast-growing website services company, and I work with over 70 experienced IT professionals who specialize in website ranking.
Okay.
traffic-
Hey, don't advertise for this dude, all right? Maybe if he sponsors.
Yeah.
Today's episode brought to you by Anthony.
Yeah. And John Sumagang.
If your sister didn't write in, is she well?
did.
Have you reached out?
The last email from my sister was June 20th.
Is she okay?
I texted her the other day. She seemed to be fine.
Okay.
So she's still alive at least. Maybe she's just boycotting the lack of episodes from
Well,
us.
you think Grandpa's would have got her, but
Maybe she gave it up for Lent or something.
okay. Lent's in the spring, but there's no better time than the present to give up this podcast.
Oh man. So, what do we want to talk about? My Jeep?
I don't know.
Well, I'm sick, so
Yeah.
I apologize for the
Yeah.
loud coughing noises in your ears.
Okay. Well, it's better than me going.
It's probably just as bad, to be honest. I did notice that your grandpa did that a lot. I think it's
But
hereditary.
the funny part is I didn't do it one time at his house.
No?
You remember? No. What was I? I was on. Was I on somebody else's podcast or something? No, it was
No,
on
the
I
radio.
was on the radio.
I was like intently listening. Every time you're on the radio, you're perfect. Like completely professional. You don't clear your throat at all.
I think there must be mold in this basement, to be frank. I get down here and it's like I've been smoking for 30 years.
I mean, while that is a possibility, you do it elsewhere too, not just in my basement.
Well, maybe there's mold other places. Not the radio station, turns out.
They probably have HEPA filtration. So
Yeah, probably pump oxygen into that place.
probably. Probably.
Okay. It's going downhill quick.
So, do you want to talk about my Jeep or not?
Sure, I feel like you keep bringing it up. So I want to hear it from your side.
I mean,
We did talk about this because we talked about we bought it from the ugliest guy in the world, but I kind of felt bad afterwards.
turns out he's a listener.
Yeah?
No.
Oh,
That'd be funny if he was, though. So we did talk about that. And basically, I spent 6 months taking the tires off and putting them back on and putting 4 U-joints in it. That took 6 months.
essentially, yeah. We took his Jeep apart and found out it did have 488 gears and lockers front and back.
That was a nice surprise.
Unfortunately, the front ring gear was totally broken. 3/4 broken.
Arguably runnable, but
If
arguably...
we were going to disgrace Jason's family with it, it needed to be more tip-top shape.
Yeah. So turns out, I have had quite a.
You good, bro?
Oh.
Button, do we need to end this?
Quite a few life.
Does anybody know the number to 911?
Quite a few life events happen,
Okay.
which are taking up some of my time. And
You need a glass of water or something? or
well,
a
I
beer?
asked you earlier where my water was at, and you.
I'm not your water bitch. Speaking of which, you can really tell I am used to dressing very down for this podcast. I showed up, I'm like, oh, glad I wore my nice shirt for this first
Well,
episode.
I mean, really, you can't tell. I'll let you watch this video a little later.
Because it's got holes burnt all over it from welding. But
You can't tell. You look fine.
okay, you too, bud.
Well, thank you. This is my work attire, the same
Okay.
as you. So anyway, short story long, Amanda and I have found a place and we're working on it. And it's the next 2 years of my life plus are going to be pretty well fully consumed with that project. But hopefully I can get a podcast studio out of the deal.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You would call it something else, like something that she will go for but never want to go in. Like
Man cave.
yeah, okay, got it.
So I was talking to Randy today and he was talking about don't build it 2-story, but build a loft. So like over the garage area, like have a loft man cave. And the thing is the other buildings will be where the cars and the side by side and the Jeeps and the stuff will be. The house garage will just be for the dailies, right? So when you get home in the wintertime, you park in the heated garage and your snow melts off your car. You walk to your car in a light sweatshirt instead of a parka to go across the field to get into your car.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like to go full Jason on this. When I moved into this house, I needed a refrigerator, and I had never owned a refrigerator in my life that made ice. I always had the ice cube trays, and I told myself I deserve it. I deserve a refrigerator that makes ice. So never in my life have I parked my daily driven vehicle
In a
inside,
garage.
in a garage ever. I've lived here almost 9 years, and it has a 2-car garage. Never parked my daily driver vehicle in my garage. The reason I bought this house was because I had shit to put in a garage. My daily driver was not one
It
of
was
those
not on
things.
that list, unfortunately for it.
So, with this,
In your house's defense, when you bought this house, your daily driver was $750.
that is very true. That is very, very true. So I feel like with this new chapter, I will be parking my Jeep inside
Next to your podcast studio.
next to my podcast studio, which we could put the podcast studio in the 4-car garage. I don't know. The options are literally endless. But the new house is going to have a master suite, a spare bedroom, and an office for sure. I would like to build a safe room. Like,
So we can do a podcast without Amanda killing us.
no,
Lock the door.
like,
I'm in here with my friends.
like concrete block room for both for firearm storage and for weather protection. 'Cause since we're doing a slab construction, so no basement, living out on the prairie, tornado is a real threat. If there is a such time as a tornado, you can't run to the basement, and instead of getting in the bathtub, which there's only going to be one of in the spare bathroom, go to your safe room, which is basically a concrete shelter in the
So you
center.
can
room.
die with your guns at least. Can't think of a better way to go out.
I mean, let's be honest. So
Your
I don't know,
guns and all your paperwork.
guns and paperwork. But
Always.
anyway, what?
Yeah, I love it. It's a great idea.
So now we just need to find an architect that can draw it, because even though I took 2 years of drafting and design in high school, turns out the $200 software you buy off the internet is nothing compared to the $15,000 software I used in high school. And it is not at all user friendly. And I'm just completely struggling with it. Every time I try to do something on that software, I just struggle. It makes me angry. So I tried to use ChatGPT to draw up a floor plan, which I thought was going to be pretty straightforward. And it was a very step-by-step, very methodical process. And I had high hopes for it because I had ChatGPT. I was like, hey, can you draw me a floor plan for a barn dominium? Absolutely. That sounds like a great idea. Let's do it. Let's tackle it. But before we get started, what are you looking for? how many square feet, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms. And so I just answered every question in order. And they literally, after about 20 minutes, they were like, here's a floor plan. And it was like 6 squares just randomly on a piece of paper. And I was like, can we refine that some? And it's like, sure. And then ChatGPT was like, psych, you ran out of credits on your free subscription to ChatGPT. If you want to have images in your whole line of thread or whatever, you have to sign up for the $20 a month premium service. So I text Dozer, I was like, this is bullshit. And he's like, be a man, pay an architect or whatever. So fast forward to that evening, I was like, screw it. So I spent the $20 and I spent an hour and a half, and I had some floor plans like you find on Facebook and stuff. And I screenshot it and I sent it to ChatGPT. I was like, can we make something just like this, but make some changes to it? And they're like, yeah, that's a great idea. We'll do that. No problem.
Yes, the math I work real hard.
Like, what would you like to change? I was like, so instead of 4 bedrooms, can we make it 3 bedrooms? And then the smallest bedroom, can we just like expand the master suite? Because like there was a master bedroom with an office attached to it. And I was like, so just shit can the office and make that into the bathroom, make the bathroom bigger, and then turn the other spare room into the office. And they're like, okay, cool. And they were like, and it was like getting really in depth. Like, when you walk into your bathroom, do you want the shower on the left or the right? And then do you want to walk from the bathroom into the closet and then into the mudroom and then into the garage? Or do you, and like literally an hour and 40 minutes, I'm answering all of ChatGPT's questions. And like, okay, I think we got it. And then they like, I sent it to Dozer. Literally, like, I could draw it in 15 seconds on a piece of paper. And it took me an hour and 40 minutes for ChatGPT.
Like all the rooms were all in one corner. And,
yeah. And like an overlapping. And I told Dozer, I was like,
and like your 3/4 wrap porch turned into like just the front. And
yeah. And I was like, they say ChatGPT is coming for your jobs. That's a total and complete lie. Like, maybe in another 10 years, but I feel like ChatGPT, AI, and stuff in just the past year that it's been out has come leaps and bounds from where it was. And we're still like, you can't even get ChatGPT to make a human figure with the right number of fucking arms and legs and fingers.
yeah, Laren used it to generate some t-shirt ideas, and one of them was for a bulldog. And she goes, now make the bulldog running. And it was like standing up with like no pants on, like running like a human. She's like, no, please put pants on that dog.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, long story short, Randy asked me or told me I should ask his twin sister, to draw my house plans. I was like, well, I don't know if this is true or not, but Amanda and I were talking about that actually. And she says, I'm pretty sure like she draws billion-dollar buildings for like Trump Tower and shit. So like she probably wouldn't want to draw your barn dominium. And Randy said, well, she drew Cody's house. And I was like, really? And he's like, well, not his current shed that he's got moved into, but like his new house, his $5 million house. She drew that. I was like, well, since I'm wanting to spend less than 10% of that on a house, I don't know if she's my girl. Like, I would love to talk to her. And so I text Cody, how much did she charge you? And he did not text back. So,
Okay.
anyway, also was recommended Fine Lines in Dietrich. I was recommended to him from a couple people. So,
Yeah, I got nothing. I don't know nothing about no architecture.
there's a couple online things that I signed up for barn dominiums, and they're in like the $2,500 range for plans. And I was like, if it's $2,500 to $3,500 to have a local person do it that I can talk to face, it's worth it to me. But if it's gonna be like $5 to $7 grand, like maybe the online option is. I don't know what I don't know what that service is worth, what it costs. That's just like we had the survey done. Like, what does that cost? And the guy did a really, really awesome job. True North Surveying. He did a phenomenal job, worked us in around our schedule. And he asked me if the price was fine. I was like, yeah, I mean, like, I don't expect my customers to tell me like you're charging too much for that screwdriver set. Like, that's just the price. That's what it costs.
Right.
And you educate the customer about that. And so like, I'm not going to tell someone that their service is overpriced if I've never had it done before.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I have had 50 pieces of property surveyed and this guy come in 200% higher than everybody else, like, okay, now we got to work on something. But for a service like that, I realize there's a lot of work that goes into it. So I'm not going to tell you what your time is worth. You know what I mean? So don't know.
Yeah, I am avoiding building a house. I'm 10 years away from paying mine off, and I've got a COVID interest rate, so we're sitting tight.
For the love of God, cherish it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it turns out women just despise money.
Yeah, and honey oak.
Honey oak?
Yeah, honey oak trim in a house, like
Oh.
cabinets and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like that color, like that
Yeah.
light oak color?
yes.
Okay.
And popcorn ceilings.
Oh, yeah.
Millennial women are allergic to them.
Mm-hmm. So, she, like, Amanda's told me kind of what she wants, and I'm like, oh gosh, okay, like, we'll see.
You know how much that costs?
Yeah, I don't think she cares. She wants a
Yeah.
full wraparound porch. Like,
That would be nice.
I
Put a
don't.
fireplace in?
Probably a gas log.
A gas? What? Cut the film. Cut the show.
We've been working. We've been working on it.
There's nothing better than wood heat in the middle of the winter. I mean, she ain't gonna have to go outside and get wood.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, I feel like as much as cool as that would be, I feel like the novelty will wear off real fast. Real fast.
The novelty of
Yeah, like after the third winter when you got to pay $500 for someone to come sweep your chimney because you burned shitty wood that got.
is it
Pretty so-
$500? I feel like it's surely not $500.
I feel like it's every bit of that because Dad had my chimney at my house clean and it was $500.
You can buy chimney sweep stuff off of Amazon. I'll do it for $4.50.
I need about $350.
Well, anyway, the wraparound porch is great, but I wish I had more porch. That reminds me, like, Randy has a real nice porch on the front of his house. We always call it his deck. I'm like, man, Randy, I love sitting on your deck. He's like, oh, yeah, neighbors love looking at it. I said, the small bush in front of the deck makes it look really big. And it's just, it's endless, dude.
So I would like to, and so Nick McCormick is very opinionated, as you know, and he was like, "What is home builders' obsession with stairs and steps everywhere? Like, why can't you make the garage the same level as the house? Why do I need to walk up 3 steps out of my garage into my house? Why do I have to walk up 4 steps onto the front porch? Like, why not make it all the same level?" And I like, so Randy's house is all one level, like the garage is the same level as the mud room and everything. I like that idea. So,
Well, that'd be a slab house. You gotta have all your plumbing in the floor.
which is fine.
And then what you just did a little like movement back there, and you should probably give the listeners some rabbit pits, because with with your voice right now, you can do a
What's it gonna take to put you in this F-150 today?
exactly.
So anyway, I'd also like to do an outdoor kitchen. Maybe not like a full kitchen, but like, so if the deck's going all the way around the house, then we're going to have like a sliding door or whatever on the back of the kitchen or in between the kitchen and the dining room or something. And out there have the Blackstone that I'm going to eventually own, and the
There you
smoker
go.
grill and everything, and maybe like a water source, like a little sink outside. I don't know what the mechanics of that are for winterizing and everything. I assume it can be done. I mean, people have like whole patios like at their pool house or
Just
whatever.
heat your outdoor kitchen. Be a man.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So anyway, yeah, so it's a lot.
Oh yeah, it's a lot.
It's
That's why I avoid it like the plague.
it is
I don't think I'm helping, but
it is literally like, so the only limiting factor is money, right?
yeah.
Because and I don't do good with that many decisions, right? So like you type into Google, show me a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom floor plan with a 2-car garage. 10,000 hits on the first page of Google. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So then what, like where do you even go? So I bought some stuff on like planning guides for barn dominiums, and I think it's going to be a huge help. And I tried to involve Amanda in it yesterday, and she was like, "This is a you problem."
Well, that's the problem. It's like, just do it. Just take care of it. And then when you do it, it's like, why did you do it like that? Like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So
Right.
that wish me luck. That's my future for the next
Right.
2 years.
Yes.
But I'm excited for it at the same time. Like,
Well, my one tip is put plugins in your island.
okay.
So I wish we had it, and then
I think we're gonna put the sink and the dishwasher in the island.
okay.
We talked about that.
All right.
I don't know. But that's the thing, is like the options are literally
You
endless.
gotta know though before you pour the concrete.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause you don't have a crawl space no more because Nick McCormick doesn't allow it. So
Yeah.
there's no
Exactly.
moving anything. Once you got it, it's there.
So
Doing floor heat?
yes,
Wow.
yeah.
That's a whole nother subject. That's a whole nother, like, you gotta like insulate this and insulate that. And,
Which, talking to a few different people, I'm gonna do as much of this project myself that I can. You know, do hard things to be a better man.
I don't know if that qualifies, but
Why does it not qualify?
I don't know. Keep going.
So
Don't let me interrupt.
to do floor heat, the expensive part is the boiler, right?
Okay.
But once you pour a slab, you can't add it. You got to add it when you're pouring the slab. And the cost to add the plumbing into the floor is negligible. I mean, it's all labor, the boiler and labor. That's all it is. So if I can run the plumbing myself and stub it out of the floor into the utility room and never put a boiler in, I'm out my time, essentially.
Well, what about the insulation you got to put down, or you put that down no matter what?
And so you have to put a vapor barrier down, and a lot of people now on a slab construction are putting the insulating layer down also, and that keeps the concrete floor in your house from sucking the heat out of your house. So regardless if there's tubes in it or not, people insulate under it. And we live in a very close proximity to Sullivan, Illinois, where they sell factory second foam insulation for pennies. So legitimately, it's not free, okay, but
Statistically insignificant.
statistically insignificant over the cost of the entire build, one, and then the concrete alone. Like, if the concrete is $25,000, you can put the pipes and the fucking insulation in it for $1,500. Now the boiler is probably $5,000, but who's to say we don't, like, we're out of fucking money? We spent the $5,000 on a dinette set. Well, what about in 10 years? We're like, shit, it'd really be nice to have fucking floor heat. Fucking let's buy the boiler. You know what I mean?
Which will be $8,500 at that point.
But still, you know what I mean? You can't tear the fucking slab up and start over. I mean, you could, but it'd be another $80,000 to do that.
Well, that's what do I got to do to get you in this floor heat today?
Exactly. So Jake is my concrete guy, and he's kind of talked me into it, and we gotta do concrete everywhere. And he was like, put floor heat in the garage, put floor heat in the shed. And I'm like, well, why? And he's like, because it's fucking basically free. Like you said, statistically insignificant. And if you win the lottery next year or 10 years from now and you just have fucking 10,000 fucking $1 million to piss away, you're going to fucking tear your concrete up and put floor heat in it. So just do it fucking now because it's statistically insignificant.
Well, that's, I just know that you want to make sure you insulate between your floor and your outside wall. Like there's a whole like science to this that I'm not 100% aware of, but I can get you in touch with someone who is.
Okay. This is all a learning curve.
You got a lot to learn.
I'm learning.
I know just enough to know you don't know nothing.
That's 100% true. That is 100% true.
So Sam's life is over, statistically speaking.
Yep.
I was just going through my pictures as the listener and viewer, I guess, would see. Just, I kind of look at my pictures to see what do we all got going on, you know what I'm saying? And I went for an airplane ride with my Grandpa Dial. So a gentleman here in town, his wife, I think, worked at the school, had a daughter a little younger than me, but I've talked to him for a couple of years, and he took me and Grandpa for an airplane ride. So we went over Lake Shelbyville. And I might be more convinced the Earth is flat because when you circle up at Lake Shelbyville and start heading back south, you can see Patoka, Illinois, which is south of Vandalia, probably hour and a half drive.
Mm-hmm.
You can see there's like a fuel tank farm.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, it looks like it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever. Not much curvage going on.
Well, the argument to that, not that we have time for this discussion, we're going to be out of memory cards soon, but the distance from Lake Shelbyville to Patoka is statistically insignificant to the circumference of the Earth, because like Neil deGrasse Tyson, he says if you could pick up the Earth and hold it in your hand, the elevation difference from Mount Everest to the Mariana Trench, which is like 7 miles, like, right? So the Mariana Trench is 5 miles down, and
it would feel like a cue ball.
Be smoother than a cue ball.
Okay, well, enough of your science. We don't trust the science here. What else we got going on? Just looking through pictures. I bought a chainsaw. That's not much new news.
I went to an Alabama concert.
Also not news. I don't care what state you go to a concert in, all right? Nobody cares.
Halloween was in there. We had Halloween.
I went to South Dakota duck hunting.
That's right.
So I got a friend in town, and I guess he's a listener. They go to North Dakota duck hunting every year, and I just casually mentioned because he's invited me in the past, and I've always said no because I'm responsible. And I said, "Hey, you got a full crew going this year?" "Yep." I said, "Well, if anybody backs out, let me know." "All right, I'll let you know." So 3 days before they left to go to North Dakota duck hunting, he called me. He's like, "Hey, we had someone drop out. You want to go?" And I was like, "Sure." So the hardest thing to do is break that news to your wife, because you like slide into the house, because I was out in the shop. I was like, "Hey, what are you doing this weekend?" She's like, "What do you want?" I was like, I'm glad you sensed that. Let's just get down to it.
You get all the rigmarole out of the way.
I was like, "Remember the last time I asked you to go on a hunt, and you said as long as it's not 2 weeks in Alaska," and it was 2 weeks in Alaska? She's like, "What?" I was like, "This is way shorter than 2 weeks and way closer in Alaska." So went up there. It was super cool. I mean, I haven't duck hunted. I've only duck hunted once before, but scrambled and got stuff bought and went up there and shot a bunch of ducks and drank a bunch of whiskey and ate a bunch of good food. And the farmer had it was an 84 Toyota pickup truck that my buddy bought, and we flat towed that. It'd been sitting in a barn for 7 years.
Is that all?
Pushed it out of the barn, put a battery in it, and it fired up.
I'm surprised you got it bought, to be honest.
Yeah, well, people out there I don't think have stuff for sale.
Okay.
It seems like I don't think people in North Dakota had ever heard of scrap metal. I don't think they realize that when you're done with something, you can scrap it. But he's like, well, yeah, we've got a place that's, they talk like they're Canadian. It's weird. And they're like, yeah, oh, hey, we got a place that buys scrap metal, but it's a 3-hour drive from here. So by the time you sell it, a dude could go up there with some kind of scrap metal operation and just make a killing, I feel like. The 3 seconds a year it's not snowing.
Dude, after the past couple weekends, like I kind of get why so many people are into scrapping, because scrap metal is not worth much right now. Like, it's been way higher.
Mm-hmm.
But we took 2 loads into the scrap metal place, and between the 2 loads, like $350 of just literal shit
Yeah.
that was in the way. And I I gave all the money to Gary for helping me do it. And I was like, it's worth the money that I got. Like, I would have paid that much to get rid of it. 'Cause
Yes.
it was in the way.
Mhm.
And it was that you paid me to get rid of it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So,
Luckily, it's close to your new place-ish, statistically speaking.
yeah, well, and that's what everyone's like, well, TNT doesn't pay shit. Like, you're going to drive to Vandalia, you're going to spend
Yeah.
$50 freaking dollars on diesel fuel.
The thing I don't like about TNT is they're open for 5 minutes a day, 1 day a week,
Yeah.
statistically.
I mean, that's the thing. You got to get up early on Saturday and go, because they take
Yeah.
their last load at 10:45.
Exactly. The last time I went on a scrap metal run, I got a nail in my tire, and I've given my scrap metal away every day since.
Fair enough.
Not every day, but every time.
Well, it was a real concern the last 2 times I drove through there, and I was kind of watching the ground, trying to make sure I didn't drive over anything, and knock on wood, so far so good.
But so we pulled the drive shaft out of this old Toyota. When it fired it up, it shot all the mouse nests out of the exhaust, all the nuts and ran like.
Did you check the air cleaner and shit before you fired it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not. It wouldn't start at first. We're like, I bet the air cleaner's. Well, no, it was the exhaust. But we dumped some gas down the carb, and she fired up. We drove it around, but then something after it ran a while, it started running pretty good, and then it started running bad. Some jets in the carb must have been plugged. But it had, I think the date on the tires was 2012 on the tires. And
I've seen worse.
and I'm like, this isn't good. And they're like, he's like, yeah, we're running it. And we towed it all the way back to Illinois, which is 16 hours. Not an issue.
How fast?
80 mile an hour.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, 80 mile an hour.
Flat towing.
Not well, it was on a tow dolly.
Oh.
Tow dolly.
Oh.
But I was impressed also. I never driven a Toyota Tundra. We took like a 2013 Toyota Tundra, and I was pretty impressed with that. I mean, it had good power, drove good.
People buy the shit out
Yeah,
of
I
it.
mean, there's a reason, I guess.
Isn't it like the most American-made pickup truck? that you can
Probably.
get or something.
Yeah,
Anyway,
sounds about right.
continue.
That's all I really got with that. I mean, it's fun shooting a 12 gauge and seeing birds fall out of the sky. And I can see people get like addicted to waterfowl hunting, and like
Oh,
I
big
could
time.
see it. Like, if there was more of that around here, deer hunting would be dead to me.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, lots of guys up and around my Decatur route, they're all big into waterfowl.
so like
hunting.
you're going deer hunting and you go by yourself, really,
Right.
because, you're sitting in a tree and one of your buddies may hunt with you, but you drop him off or he hunts on the other side of the property. Sure as hell can't see each other while you're hunting. Waterfowl hunting, we roll up into a field and they take out a Bluetooth speaker out of the truck, set on top of the roof of the truck, take out Milwaukee M18 lights and go all around the edge of the truck, like the big ones, light up the whole field, music blaring. 5 o'clock in the morning, everybody's drinking coffee, talking, and you get everything set up and go park. Then you get in your blinds and you're sitting there just bullshitting, and someone farts and it stinks, and you're laughing, and here they come, and start calling. And we had one group of like 70 ducks come in, wings locked, take them boys, and just 5 guys empty 12 gauges at them, and just ducks are just falling. I'm just like, yes, this is amazing. Just 3-inch mags, just running wild. So it was fun. It was fun.
I got a customer that buried a shipping container as a blind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard of that. Never seen it in person.
And he's got, I mean, it's fully decked out. He's
Oh
got
yeah,
stove and refrigerator.
yes,
He's
I've
got,
seen him with TVs. I've seen
yeah.
him with pool tables.
Well, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff.
But yeah, it's definitely an addiction for a lot of guys.
What else we got? Anything else new with you? We still need to do the rules of thumb.
We still need to do that.
We asked everybody for the rules of thumb, and it didn't go how we meant it. Because we meant like rules of thumb. When I set a wheel bearing, I tighten it all the way down and loosen it a quarter turn. Like
Right.
that rule of thumb. Like
Right.
everybody's like, treat others how you want to be treated. There's no replacement, for violence. And like, I got all this, like, I don't know.
One-liners.
That's not really what I was looking for,
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted like rules of thumb, how you do stuff.
Like
Like
bits of wisdom that you wish you would have known earlier in life or something.
yes. So, yeah, but most people went the like philosophical route, like treat others how you want to be treated. Like that's not what we're looking for in rules of thumb.
Yeah. That's not what this podcast is about.
Yeah. Some people said like, oh, if you're going to drink a beer today, drink 3 because you're not guaranteed tomorrow or something like that. Like that.
Yeah.
Okay. My rule of thumb, like I always just set my Jeep toe in a 1/4 inch on a 37-inch tire when I had line in or something like that,
Sure. Yeah.
Or I don't run greasable U-joints because non-greasable stronger.
Right.
We're like halfway into that podcast already. Should have just kept going.
I would like to do it when I'm not sick as a dog. So.
Yeah, Wyatt shot a deer. As soon as I got back from duck hunting, it was youth gun season, and
Yep.
Wyatt was going to wait for a buck this year. And the first doe that walked out, he shot it.
So much for that.
Yes, delayed gratification hashtag. Yeah, what else do we really got going on? I don't know. Nobody in the group message seemed to care, but my wife and I went to Southern Illinois to the wine trail last weekend.
Mm-hmm. How was that?
It was good. I mean, it's boring as hell.
Really?
Yeah, just sitting there at a winery. It's like, I don't
Okay.
get it. I asked her, I was like, so like you're stressed at work and you're just like, this is what I could just use an empty winery right now with a bottle of $35 wine and just sitting there on my phone scrolling Facebook. Like that's what I need. And like, I was just asking her, I was like, cause like, this is what you drink. Like, this is it.
This is the dream?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like you sit down in this winery in mid-November and you're just like, I needed this. I don't know.
What was her answer?
Yeah, just, I don't know.
You wouldn't understand.
I didn't want to poke too much because
Yeah,
I was getting into just starting to fight mode. But,
I'll tell you what I did need was a deep dish Quattro's pizza and a cold
that's
draft
what-
beer.
that's right. Yeah. And we got that first off.
Hell
so,
yeah.
Man only wants one thing, and it's Quattro's deep dish pizza.
That's right.
Me lover.
We'll meet you at Quattro's and we'll just head home after.
Yeah, exactly. I was going somewhere with that, but
Sorry.
Southern Illinois. I don't know. It's gone now. But yeah, I had something intelligent to say that looped into what we were talking about, but
About
gone.
going to Southern Illinois?
Yeah.
Was it about rules of thumb?
No.
No?
Anyway.
My photo gallery is full of not fun things. Work, more work, house plans. Oh, I guess I could talk about this. Yesterday or Saturday, I stopped at QT to get gas, and there was a 66 Impala and a 65
I know where I was going with it now.
Mustang, Shelby, and it was 2 guys. One was from Wisconsin, one was from Ohio, and they met in Pontiac, Illinois. and they drove from there, Route 66, all the way to Vegas for SEMA, and they were on their way home Saturday.
Nice. So every year at T-Town Cruise, some guys from Southern Illinois that have a rat rod club come up, and they always do the burnout with their rat rods to start
Nose to nose.
nose to nose or whatever they, up against a forklift or however they do it, And we always talk about getting down there and seeing them.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the guys owns a bar and restaurant. So I wanted to go while I was down there, but I was like, this is my wife's deal. I'm not going to go to some hot rod bar or whatever. So my wife's favorite winery down there is Pomona Winery.
Okay.
They don't use any grapes in their wine. It's all like
grapes.
Yeah, it's all apples, pears, stuff like that.
Okay.
So we drove by this bar and grill, and Lauren's like, oh, I didn't know, because we came from a different direction we usually come. She's like, oh, that's neat, whatever. I was like, you want to stop and eat? She's like, no. I was like, oh, okay, whatever.
I'll go by
Fine. So we go to the winery, sit there and talk and stuff. She's like, you want to go grab a bite to eat at that place up the road? I was like, sure. And I was like, man, I think those guys are from around somewhere around here.
Mm-hmm.
And we get there, and there's a burnout pad, and the gravel parking lot has a burnout pad.
Hell yeah.
And poured in it. And I was like, okay. And I go inside, and I was like, what's the guy's name? Because I had to mail him shirts. And I was like, it said Mason everywhere. Mason, license plate says Mason, Mason's place, Mason this, Mason that. And I was like, the waitress came out, I was like, hey, I was like, is the owner's name Scott Mason? She's like, yeah. I was like, really? I was like, he comes up, does burnout, starts his car, we raise money, shop with a cop and, big fun. And she's like, okay, what do you want to eat? I was like, okay. She didn't care. But it was cool. So I accidentally went to the place I wanted to go. And so I sent it to the group message with a lot of the guys and nobody said anything. So
I don't know what I was doing, but I
you
enjoyed.
at least, you were like, cool.
I enjoyed the snap. I appreciate
like,
you doing that.
Thank you, friend.
Where you should have gone is the Duck Inn and got you some chicken tenders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down there, the one that.
It's way farther west. It's on the river.
But that's the one that got the bad review.
Yes, like your son. Do not.
Oh yeah, you gotta tell that story.
Okay.
But hold on, one more thing. Down there in Cobden, Illinois, there's a place called the Iron Whisk, and their food is paradigm shifting. Like, we'll change the way you see the world.
Really?
Yeah, it's a bunch of dirty liberal hippies,
Ugh.
and it's delicious food.
Okay.
I mean, I can't even explain. Like, I would drive down there just to eat breakfast and drive home. It'd be like a 3-hour each way.
No kidding.
Anyway, next to there is a dive bar called Fuzzies. And Lauren went there when she went down there with her girlfriends for her friend's 30th birthday.
Okay.
And they went to that bar, and she's like, it is a shithole. And I drove by, and I looked out, I was like, I think Amanda would love this place.
I guarantee you she would.
And there's another place in Alto Pass called Root Beer Saloon, and they serve root beer. And when we went down there 2 years ago, they did like root beer floats and all this stuff. And it looked to be pretty closed. So I don't know if that guy died or not, but all of his taxidermy was in there, and he like built guitars, and just a super cool guy to talk to. But I think there's a lot of there'd be a lot of dive bars and attractions and stuff that you could probably make a day or a weekend in Southern Illinois.
Oh, well, that's anywhere. I mean, that, like, Marlene can find a shithole to go to anywhere.
Where were you going? You were saying something.
Oh, your son.
Oh, yes.
We were taking apart the lockouts on my Jeep. And I was like, Wyatt, take these screws loose and pull this thing out, and I'll go do the other side. And he was helping with the lug nuts. And he was in there. He was helping. He was all about it. And I was very thankful that he was trying. I mean,
which I like. It's kind of cool to explain to him, this is what a lockout hub does.
Yeah. So anyway, Dozer does one side. He gets the snap ring out with the right angle pick, and he pulls it apart and it comes apart. And I go to the other side and I'm messing with it. And I don't know where I was at in relation to this situation, but he goes to the passenger side and I was like, go ahead and start taking these screws out. And kudos to him. He took it upon himself. After he got the cap off the lockout, he started to take the drive slug out. And he had watched you do the driver's side. And so he takes the right angle pick and he hooks it in there and he pulls and he can't get it and he pulls and he pulls. Well, then he breaks the 90-degree pick clean off.
Of a snap-on pick.
And he and I thought you told him to say this, and through no provocation at all from Dozer, he goes, do not buy this brand of tool. They will scam you. Do not buy tools from this company. I'm like,
It was snap-on.
What did you just say? And he's like, it just completely broke. This is a ripoff. This is a scam. Blah, blah, blah. So I was like, what did you do? And he said, I didn't do nothing. I just was trying to get this thing apart on your Jeep, and this thing broke. And I was like, well, did you know that that's a snap-on pick? He said, no. I said, well, it is. And you want to know the cool thing about that particular brand of tool that you say not to buy from? He's like, what? And I said, a guy like me will just show up at your door and give you a brand new one for absolutely free. And he goes, for free? Like his eyes got big as dinner plates. For free? And I was like, yep, won't cost you a dime. He's like, I take it back. Do buy these tools. And I was like, that could be like a whole marketing thing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was thinking about we should take him to the Snap-on building and be like, yeah, this company said it was going to scam you, and like show him all the stuff, and just because he's always got so many one-liners. And I was like, I'm going to remember that. I'll write it down. And like, I forget them. But I haven't been doing very good about shit Wyatt says, but he's still got them all the time. He just looks at life from a different angle.
Yeah, gotta love it.
So wrapping this up, we're doing this on November 10th, which
That's right.
Shout out to the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yep.
I didn't realize that it was that big of a part of so many people's lives, but it's the 50th anniversary.
Yep. 50 years ago tomorrow.
So we got that. We are going riding in Tennessee next weekend. So maybe we'll do a podcast on that. Maybe we won't, but we're real excited to taking razors down there, and me and Sam and a bunch of friends. And I just think it's got a recipe for a really good time. Shotgun deer season's coming up. Then we're going to roll into Thanksgiving, and the year's trucking along here. So, do you have anything? What did you learn?
No, I didn't write anything down. I wasn't even thinking. The only thing I wrote down was the Iron Whisk and Fuzzy's Bar. That's the only thing I wrote down.
Okay. So I wrote a few things down.
Okay.
Thankfully, someone has to save this podcast.
Someone has to save this podcast.
In Indiana, Lent is in late summer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
The radio station has a HEPA filter.
Yeah.
ChatGPT is not coming for your job as long as Sam is the one in charge of giving prompts.
Very true.
So that's what I got.
All right. Well, thanks for riding along with us, guys, and hope you enjoyed this. And hopefully we get this to even get posted and out there.
Yeah, this may be the lost episode. I don't know.
Who knows?
So anyway, this is just a warm up. We're just stretching back out, stretching to maybe get this podcast thing back going. I don't know.
Think we can do it.
Okay.
Peace out.
Later.
The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy. With a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. That good ship and true was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early. The ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with a crew and good captain well seasoned, concluding some terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. Then later that night when the ship's bell rang, could it be the north wind they'd been feeling?